What comes to mind when you hear Norway? Is it the jaw-dropping fjords, the magical dance of the northern lights? Or maybe even Vikings swinging their battle axes in icy landscapes? Or perhaps you think of Norway's modern reputation, a land consistently ranked as one of the happiest places on Earth. Whatever image pops into your head, it probably looks like a postcard. But behind the stunning scenery and the glossy travel brochures lies a country full of contrasts. It's a place where a nation of just over 5 million people has somehow managed to become one of the wealthiest, most progressive societies in the world. But that's not the whole story. Norway, like any other place, is far more than the sum of its stereotypes. It's a land of beauty, yes, but also quirks, challenges, and surprises that might just redefine what you think you know about life there. So what's it really like to live in Norway? If there's one thing Norway doesn't do, it's subtlety when it comes to landscapes. This is a country that practically wrote the manual on scenic drama. Towering mountains, deep blue fjords, endless forests, and coastlines that look like they've been carved by a giant sculptor. Norway is in northern Europe, located on the western part of the Scandinavian peninsula. It's home to just over 5.4 million people, but its sheer size and geography make it feel much larger. In fact, Norway is the sixth largest country in Europe by area, yet with a population density of only 15 people per square kilometer, it's one of the most sparsely populated. To put that into perspective, there are more reindeer than people in some parts of the country. One of the most striking features of Norway is its coastline, which stretches over 63,000 miles if you include all the islands and fjords, more coastline than almost any other country in the world. And those fjords, they're not just pretty. They're UNESCO World Heritage Sites, carved by glaciers during the Ice Age. Fjord and Fjord are two of the most famous, with their dramatic cliffs plunging into crystal-clear waters, creating some of the most photographed views globally. Now that we've taken in the natural beauty of Norway, let's shift gears and talk about the people who call this stunning country home. Norway consistently ranks among the best countries to live in, thanks to its strong sense of community, progressive policies, and an enviable work-life balance. One of the defining features of Norwegian society is its commitment to social equality. This isn't just lip service.
It's backed by policies that ensure everyone has access to essentials, from healthcare to education.
Norway operates under a social welfare system funded by relatively high taxes. But in return, Norwegians receive universal healthcare, free or heavily subsidized education, and financial safety nets. For example, higher education in Norway is tuition-free, even for international students. That's right. You could earn a degree at a top Norwegian university and not rack up a mountain of debt. And when it comes to healthcare, Norwegians enjoy high-quality services with minimal out-of-pocket costs. These benefits contribute to Norway's high ranking on the Human Development Index, where it's been a consistent leader for years. Work-life balance is practically a religion in Norway. The average work week is about 37.5 hours, and overtime isn't exactly encouraged. In fact, many Norwegians leave the office promptly at 4 p.m. to spend time with family or enjoy outdoor activities. And let's talk about parental leave, because Norway does it better than almost anywhere else. New parents can take up to 49 weeks of leave at full pay, or 59 weeks at 80% pay, with a portion reserved specifically for fathers. It's a system that emphasizes family well-being and gender equality. This balance extends to how Norwegians spend their downtime. They cherish the concept of kos, or koselig, which loosely translates to coziness and contentment. Whether it's gathering with loved ones around a warm fireplace or enjoying a cup of coffee in a peaceful cafe, kos is about creating moments of happiness and relaxation. Life in Norway is also shaped by a unique cultural concept known as Janteloven, the law of Jante. This unwritten code emphasizes humility, equality, and the importance of not standing out too much. In essence, it's a way of saying, don't think you're better than anyone else. This mindset might seem strange to outsiders, especially in a world that often celebrates individual achievement and self-promotion. But for Norwegians, it's a guiding principle that fosters community and discourages arrogance. While it might feel restrictive at times, Janteloven helps create a society where everyone feels valued. Norway's high standard of living is evident in nearly every aspect of daily life. The country has some of the safest cities in the world, with low crime rates and a strong sense of trust among its citizens. Housing is of high quality, public transportation is reliable, and the air is some of the cleanest on the planet. It's not hard to see why Norway consistently ranks as one of the happiest countries in the world. Of course, life in Norway isn't perfect. The cost of living is high, more on that in the next section. But for many, the benefits far outweigh the downsides. For Norwegians, happiness isn't just about material wealth. It's about creating a society where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. Finally, no discussion of Norwegian society would be complete without mentioning a few quirks. For one, Norwegians are obsessed with their cabins, or hiti. These rustic retreats are often located in remote areas with no electricity or running water, and are seen as the ultimate way to disconnect and recharge. And then there's the food. While Norway isn't exactly a global culinary hotspot, it has its share of unique dishes. Brown cheese or brunost is a national favorite. And let's not forget the somewhat divisive lutefisk, a gelatinous fish dish popular during the holidays. Norwegian society is built on values of equality, community, and simplicity. It's a place where the focus isn't on having more, but on being content with what you have and sharing it with others. Norway's economy is often the envy of the world, with one of the highest GDPs per capita globally and a thriving welfare system. It's easy to assume that living in Norway is a financial paradise. But while the country's wealth is undeniable, the reality of daily expenses might make you do a double. Take the discovery of oil in the North Sea during the 1960s transformed Norway from a modest fishing nation into one of the richest countries on the planet. Today, oil and gas exports make up a significant portion of the economy, and the government has been strategic in managing this resource. Instead of blowing through the profits, Norway established the government pension fund Global, better known as the Oil Fund. This fund, worth over $1.5 trillion as of 2025, is the largest sovereign wealth fund in the world and ensures that the country's wealth is shared across generations. But Norway's economy isn't just about oil. The country is a global leader in renewable energy, particularly hydropower, which supplies around 90% of its electricity. Norway is also at the forefront of the green transition, with ambitious goals to reduce carbon emissions and move away from fossil fuels. Electric vehicles are a prime example. As of today, around 80% of all new cars sold in Norway are electric,
thanks to generous government incentives that make EVs more affordable than traditional gas-powered cars. Now,
let's switch gears to what it actually costs to live in Norway. The short answer, a lot. Norway consistently ranks as one of the most expensive countries in the world. A basic cup of coffee could set you back $5, while a pint of beer at a bar might cost $12 or more. Groceries are similarly pricey, with imported goods often costing double what you'd pay elsewhere. Dining out is considered more of a luxury than a regular occurrence. Many Norwegians cook at home to save money, relying on traditional staples like fish, potatoes, and bread. Housing is another significant expense. While Norwegian homes are typically spacious and well-maintained, they come with hefty price tags. Property prices have been steadily rising, particularly in cities like Oslo, Bergen, and Stavanger. Renting isn't much cheaper, with the average monthly rent for a one-bedroom apartment in Oslo hovering around $1,500. However, it's worth noting that Norwegians generally spend less of their income on housing compared to people in many other countries, thanks to high wages and a robust social safety net. One of the reasons Norwegians are able to afford such high living costs is their strong economy and generous wages. The average annual salary in Norway is around $70,000, with many professions earning significantly more. And while taxes are high, income tax rates can reach up to 38%, Norwegians generally feel they get their money's worth through the country's excellent public services. High costs also reflect Norway's priorities. For example, the government heavily taxes alcohol and tobacco, partly to discourage consumption and partly to fund public services. Similarly, the focus on sustainability has made eco-friendly practices, like recycling and using public transportation, a norm in Norwegian society. Still, the high cost of living can be a barrier, especially for newcomers. Expats often report experiencing sticker shock when they first arrive, but over time, many adjust to the higher prices by adopting Norwegian habits, like enjoying free outdoor activities.